Universe Collective.
You, Max, wake up in your bed at 16 years old. You've just had a really vivid dream of like living your life, becoming a superhero, becoming a Power Ranger, flying into space and fighting battles. And you wake up and it's like weird because you can remember the dream more than you could remember other dreams.
Yeah, and I think Max kind of like takes a second and he's just like, oh, wait. It was all a dream, huh?
And yeah, so you get up, I'm assuming, you get dressed, go downstairs, have some breakfast, or maybe your grandma has some breakfast waiting for you on the kitchen counter.
Yeah, Max's grandma is an early riser, so I would imagine she, when Max runs downstairs, there's pretty standard spread, bacon, eggs, some biscuits out on the table. So Max makes himself like a little breakfast sandwich as he goes to catch the bus to school.
Yep.
Of course, I think before he goes, he's just going to give his little siblings and his grandma just like an extra long hug out the door that day.
Okay. And you sort of get a little look of confusion from them, but they don't say anything because they're not going to say no to a hug.
I don't know. I just want you guys to know that I love you. This is not supposed to be like cryptic or anything. I'm just in a good mood today.
Now I've got to think if I was to do like an old woman's voice. Thank you, Matt. Oh God, why is it hurting my brain so much to figure out how I'm going to do this? Well, Max, go on now to school. You can't be missing that bus.
Yeah, you're right. It's a big day at school today. Yeah. All right. Love you, Grandma.
Love you, Max. And you go to the bus stop, like normal, everything's normal. But as you walk in, you feel like a part of you is missing. And you're not sure what that part is. You get on the bus, you sit down. I'm assuming you're one of the first people on the bus because the more impoverished area of Angel Grove is further away from the school than.
Yeah, so I would think it's pretty early. And actually, you know what? I don't think Max has a ton of very good friends. I think he has a lot of acquaintances just because he's a nice enough guy, but doesn't have too many friends. But I think he has made friends with the bus driver. And so I think Max opens up a napkin and he passes the bus driver one of these like homemade little, breakfast sandwiches. And I think the bus driver, there's this routine where he gives him a little breakfast sandwich and the bus driver grabs him like a coffee from whatever, 7-Eleven or the equivalent that he stops at. So Max has his coffee. Yeah. At the legally distinct 812. So Max has his little breakfast, and I think he's sitting near the front.
Okay, and you see, as the drive goes on, you see groups and groups of people getting on, all chit-chattering away at each other.
I have a question.
Okay.
As we're going, so I know, in the future as to where we are, Max has probably talked to Spencer and Murphy about where they grew up.
Yeah.
Do we pass by any of those areas as we're on the way to school?
You probably wouldn't pass Spencer, but you'd probably, Murphy's house is like a 10-minute walk away from the school, so you may pass there.
I think Max just takes note of it. He kind of knows, round about where that is. So when the bus passes nearby it, he's just kind of looking out the window, just like, just in his head.
Okay. Yeah, and you hear people talking behind you, and they go, I'm really looking forward to that trip on Friday. can't wait to. Let's brainstorm here, Matt. What would be a good thing? What do you go and see in American high schools on field trips?
I think we talked about this before, but essentially, they're like, I did this in junior high, but sometimes it happens in high school. There's like it's like a camping weekend almost, and so they kind of take you out into the woods, and they teach you like survival. Sometimes they'll put you in tents, sometimes they'll put you in like little cabins, but it's like a long weekend where it's like you get to hang out with your friends, but like you get to eat your meals out on a fire and like learn how to go hiking and like identify plants. So kind of like Boy Scouts for the people who never did Boy Scouts.
Okay.
So I think it's one of those like,
oh, can't wait for the camping trip.
Yeah.
And you check your phone and you see it's like Wednesday. So there's a couple of days, and you get off the bus, go to school. Everything's normal, nothing's changed really. Yeah, and you walk into school. You go into your locker, and do you think there's anybody who's at odds and ends, or maybe just somebody who takes the mick out of it?
Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine Max is. I feel like he's always been kind of like a bigger and just like naturally like bulkier guy.
Yeah.
Not like muscular.
Yeah.
And I just think he's the kind of guy who's like, could absolutely be like a crazy, like a freak athlete, but just not really interested in taking the spotlight. So I think there's a bunch of like, I don't know, like football players or the equivalent that probably take the piss out of him.
Okay, so we're gonna go for.
Oh, you know what? Connecting this back to the backstory, I bet if Dave was here, he'd probably be taking the piss out of Max.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, and you get to your locker, and you open your locker up, and like there's just a note that falls out, and it says, "Can't wait to spend some time with you and your wasted potential on the weekend," and then it just signed by Dave.
God damn it! And I was kind of looking forward to this. Max just crumples up the note and throws it away in the nearest trash can.
Yeah, and as you walk into your first class, you walk past Sarah. We know Sarah.
We know Sarah.
It's Max's love interest in the future, and I'm assuming it's Max's love interest now as a 16-year-old boy. And I feel like at this point, you've probably not spoken too much, because I feel like she's quite popular. She's not like the normal, like, gobby popular girls who think they're better than everybody else, but she's very pretty, so girls sort of flock around her, and there's a lot of jocks and stuff who also go and spend time with her.
Yeah, and I think Max is staring, and again, he's in his own head, because I think this is like the whole everything that's happened, I think is still sticking with him, and so Max is almost like just out of it. And so he's just like looking at Sarah and thinking about like all of the moments that he shared like in the last 6 or 7 months of his Ranger journey. And I think he just walks right like smack into a locker.
Yeah. Like full on face first as well. And it's one of those, it's just like, fuck me nose sort of shit.
Yeah.
And you look around and Sarah's looking at you like, is he okay? Sort of one of those like caring looks that you've grown so fond of over the years. And I'm going to get you to roll here. Roll mundane to see how you react to this.
Roll mundane. That's a 7. Right. Okay.
So you blush a little bit, and you smile, but when you smile, like a little trickle of blood comes out your nose.
Yeah.
And you go, oh shit, and then just start walking away.
Yeah.
Your day goes normal. You go to your classes, you're punctual, you go to dinner, all that, and you leave in. And then get on the bus at the end of the day to go home. And while you're driving back, you drive past Murphy's house, and you see, like, in the reflection of the window, like, your Ranger form, like, from the dream, like, stood there with Murphy's ranger, and they're both laughing about something.
Oh, holy shit.
And then it just fades away.
God, what the fuck was that?
You get home. Does Max volunteer now when he's a 16-year-old go and helping less fortunate people, or?
I think at 16, Max probably spends his time helping out his grandma and his siblings at home.
Okay.
So it's kind of like his siblings are very young. Like they can't be more. I forget if we ever.
I don't think we ever gave them ages because they were very young. They were like teenagers. I'm pretty sure when we started this. Very young teens anyway. When we started this.
So they're like toddlers max. So I think. Yeah. I think during the night, essentially Max comes home from school, and I think he cooks dinner to give his grandma a rest, and then helps her like bathe the kids, get them in bed, and then after that, it's probably about 7:30, 8 p.m. and that's when I think Max starts his homework, and I think his grandma just like sometimes she'll just be watching her soaps, but I think sometimes Max and his grandma will just like sit at the table and not even talk, but just like enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of those nights. I think too, this is one of those nights where Max is doing his homework and he and his grandma are just kind of sitting at the dinner table, like.
Okay. And you're doing your homework, and it gets. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like getting to like 9 p.m. and your grandma slides over like $150 and puts it right next to you and says, "I can't remember that." Oh God, what was the voice I did about 4 minutes ago? Jesus Christ. She's gonna sound older now for no reason. Max, darling, take this to get yourself some nice stuff while you're away this weekend.
I think he looks down and he just has a moment of like he almost physically recoils just because he knows that like this is a shitload of money. And so I think Max looks at it and he immediately pushes it back, and he's like, "No, Grandma, come on. I can't. No, I can't take that."
Max Brown, you take this money and you enjoy yourself on this field trip, okay?
And Max knows that voice. He knows exactly what's going on, and his grandma's going to she's not going to take no for an answer. So he very slowly, I think, takes it and pockets it, and he's just like, "Okay, but promise me I'm going to have change after this. Most of this stuff is covered, all right? We're just going out in the woods. So most of the stuff is covered. Whatever I have left, you're taking. You're taking it back."
We'll see about that. And then she like stands up and gives you a kiss on the forehead, and she's like, "I'm gonna go to bed now. Don't be up too late. Finish your homework and go straight to bed."
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And then the next day is very much the same. You wake up, go to school, come back, do your homework. And then on Friday morning, you wake up and there's this this electricity in the air. You know that today you're going to go on a camping trip. Sarah's going to be there. Dave, the bastard's going to be there. And this is a weekend to enjoy yourself and learn new things.
I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
So number 1, on any of these other nights, did Max go back and have like the Ranger dreams again, or was it just like the one night?
It was just the one night.
Okay. And then would Max from the future like have memories of this weekend?
He would, but you can't really. When you try and think of the stuff that you've done, it's sort of like a static barrier. So like if you wanted to now, like at 60, I don't know what the legal age for betting is, but you could like you couldn't go into a shop now and be like, "These people are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I'll put this money on them." It's not how it works. You sort of have like a mental block.
It's like Max remembers going, like Max remembers this from the dream, but he doesn't remember what happened because it's happening now. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I think Max kind of breaks his brain a little bit at like Friday morning. I think he wakes up especially early and, packs his weekend bag. And so I think his brain breaks a little bit as he's trying to be like, so if this happened before, but it's now, and I can't, he's just like trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, and your mornings are normal. Voice break, very prepubescent of me. Your morning's normal. Your grandma's made you breakfast in the morning, and she gives you a packed lunch today because you're going to be on that bus for a while. And you go to, I'm assuming you go to school and do like a head count, and then get on a bus.
Yeah.
So you get on the bus, and I'm going to say it's your friend, the bus driver friend that you normally have. He's the one who's taking you to your campsite, and you sit down. In the first hour or two, it's quiet. You sat there looking out the window, trying to remember things that have happened in your dream that haven't happened yet. And it's a bit of a mind fuck because you're like, I know this happened in my dream, so why can't I recall it now?
Yeah.
And then Dave slaps you on the back of the head and sits down next to you and goes, what was the Dave voice? It was like, "Oh, sorry, dude. What you doing up here all on your own, Max?"
I'm going to fucking camp, Dave, same as you.
Dude, you're going to be a virgin forever with that fucking repose.
And I think you need to learn how to speak.
So, dude, I'm so cool. I don't need to know how to speak.
I don't know, man. I don't know how that's gonna help you in the real world. Gotta learn how to be an orator. God, why the fuck?
So, Dad, was that supposed to be edgy right now?
No, I don't know, man. Haven't had my brain juice yet. And Max takes a big sip of his coffee.
Okay, Dad, but just between me and you, Sarah's gonna be mine.
Before this week, I probably wouldn't have anything to say, but I kind of doubt that, my friend. I don't see that happening in either of our futures.
And Dave gets a little bit aggy with you. He goes, "Yeah, sorry, Dad. What are you trying to say? Do I need to beat some sense into it again?"
What do you mean again? I can count on like two hands the times you've tried to get me, and it hasn't worked. I know that I don't fight, but like it's been what, 8 times that you've tried to beat some sense into me, and yet here you are. So we're on a moving bus, dude. Like, at the very least, do you want to wait until we're in the woods?
So what? You can get an advantage. I've got the advantage. I've got my boys back there. I've got Sarah back there.
We're going like 65 miles an hour. This bus has a very small hallway. I don't know if you've ever watched the that old movie 300. It doesn't work when you have multiple people trying to come in a thin area. Again, I'm giving you help. If you want an advantage, wait like another 4 hours till we're out in the woods. Then you guys can beat me up. Whatever.
And he goes, "Ugh," and then he slaps your coffee out of your hand onto the floor. And he goes, "Watch your back, Max." And walks back to the other jocks. Fucking dickheads. Whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And then, again, the same thing that happened when you went past Murphy's house. You look out the window, and you see another flash, but this time it's not you and Murphy, it's just you, as the Indigo strut, having Dave, like, fanboy over you.
Just give it, like, 11 more years.
And then you keep driving for a bit, and in the middle, I'm assuming you're sat like right behind the bus driver, so you can talk, and see what's going on, and you look straight ahead, and there's an older version of you there.
Like in the bus?
No, in the middle of the road.
Just standing there?
Yeah. And the bus driver can clearly see as well.
Hey, there's a
I got
road.
it, kid. Don't worry, I got it. And the bus driver slams on the brakes, so everyone's like, "Whoa!" You know. And upon closer inspection, you see that this is like the Ranger version of you, but it's like grey, like a grayscale version, you know, like black and white. And he starts walking towards the bus, and cars that are coming, you know, taking over, he's just blowing them up with his light powers, like destroying them as they come.
And I think Max is just kind of like, I imagine the bus has gone silent, and I think Max is just kind of sitting there like, no. This can't be right. This can't be right. This can't be happening.
Yeah, and it keeps walking towards you, and the negative version of you rips the front of the bus open, like fully just opens a walkway in for himself, and he looks at you, and then he looks straight back to Dave, and he walks past you.
I think Max tries to like grab him as he's walking past, and he's like, no. It's okay. We're good. We're good. Don't even worry about that. We're good.
Then it slaps your hand away and continues walking to Dave, and it grips Dave by like the scruff, like his jacket, and lifts him up.
As this like negative version of Max is like going to grab him, I think Max is just like, God damn it. And I think he like gets a running start through this bus like corridor, and I think he tries to spear tackle this version of him before he can do anything to Dave.
And in the back of your mind, as you're sprinting forward for this spear, you hear, you wouldn't know it's Hyperion, but you hear,
"Show me the man you are meant to be."
What the fuck?
So now, roll directly engage your threat for me, my friend.
All right. What is that? Plus danger?
I think so.
Plus danger. All right. So that's flat. And that is a 9.
Okay, so you can resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, which at this moment you don't have, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I think I'm going to go with surprise the opposition.
You spear this negative version of yourself, and you know it drops one hand holding Dave, and then looks at you, and it stops for a moment, like it's not moving, it's just looking down at you, and then it grabs the scruffy, like the back of your jacket or your hoodie, whatever you're wearing, and throws you to the end of the bus.
Yeah.
And you hit your head, and in your head you hear all the nice things that, like the very few nice things that Spencer and Murphy said about you, and you recall the letter that Sarah sent you in the future, or in this dream of, you know, and it sort of builds up this immense swelling feeling in your stomach, and on your waist you feel like this sort of burning feeling, and when you put your hand down there you can feel the Ranger bell.
Yeah.
Is that chlamydia? It's chlamydia. You feel the morpher, which was a part of a dream. How can that be here? So what are you gonna do, Max?
I think, like, Max, I imagine he hits his head and he's just kind of seeing everything in, like, blurry, like, tunnel vision, like, in and out. And so I think Max, you know, he has these thoughts, and I think this negativity that he's just, you know, dealt with all his life, I just think it's like, you hear, you know, Harkening back to a couple of episodes ago, it's like these creeping tendrils are just like trying to pull him down and just be like, this isn't your fight. Like, there's no, like, you know, that was everything you got and that was it. And so I think with this this sensation of the morpher, I think there's this indigo light that is like behind his eyes that starts to burn these tendrils away. And I think Max like looks behind him in this like dreamscape, and he sees himself in his ranger suit standing proudly with this just like indigo like purple light beaming off of him and like pulling these tendrils away. And I think this version of Max is just so like awe-inspiring that I think these tendrils go away, and I think Max kind of clambers up to his feet, and he's just like, no, I'm not doing this for Dave. Fuck that. I'm doing this for me. And I think he just like slams the morpher.
Okay. And do you want me to explain your new suit? Or do you want you to explain your new suit? Okay. So you slam this morpher, and this iridescent violent light enshrouds your body. And with the old Power Ranger suit, you had your nips out. It was very cold if you were on a cold planet. And you just had a mask, you didn't have a visor or anything. And now your whole body is covered in this suit, with this green, white, and gold suit, with fancy patterns on the legs. And you look at your hands and your arms, and you just feel that this is who you were meant to be. You chose to be a hero for you, the hero you didn't have. And you stand up and you look at the negative version of you, and it throws Dave to the back into all of his goons, and the negative version of you just charges at you.
I think Max like cracks his neck, and he's just like, is that the best you got? And he runs and he charges at this negative version of him.
Okay, roll directly against your threat with advantage, please.
That is going to be an 11.
Okay, so what are you doing here? You just sparing again, or?
So I think Max is going to, I think usually he would try to spear tackle, but I think he's going to almost do some like judo, and he's going to like stop short, let this other version of him run past him, and then he's going to just like kind of barrel behind him and like use his own weight against him and like throw him out of the bus.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and this sort of knocks the wind out of the negative version of you. So you got, again, you keep attacking. You're piling into it. And I feel like emotions are coming out. I am better than these bad emotions and stuff like that. And as you're beating it, you can untick insecure from your sheep.
Let's go.
And you finish beating it, and once all these emotions are gone, this negative version of yourself dissipates, and then the world goes blank. And that voice that you heard in the back of your head again.
Max Brown, you have shown me that you are a true hero that is stronger than being held down by one's own self-loathing. When you return to me, you may take me.
And then the lights turn on, and you lay on a random bit of ocean, like underneath the ocean, a random sector of this sea on your back. Murphy and Spencer aren't anywhere around you, and you don't know how long it's been that you've been in that state, but you are lay there. And that's where we're going to end this pocket episode.
Hard to feel it, so let me remind you. Life is tough, but so are you. When you fight, get up and push right through. Like your luck is bulletproof. Life is tough, but so are you. If your heart is on the edge, hanging by a thread, scared to death to let it go. Every heart part is a test, take a breath, jump in.